All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayah Shadabdah, the house of David, Maya Shatad, with men of valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you're the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. First and foremost to the 144,000 elect men, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony. All right? But without further ado, I have a lesson for you today. Lord willing, be edifying, uplifting unto the body. All right, we're going to start here in the book of Galatians. And Galatians is going to be chapter 6 and verse 1, and it reads, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such as one in the spirit of meekness. Right. And this ministry has requirements, all right? Has a requirement of brotherly love, all right? The ministry is not just preaching and teaching the word on the highways and byways. It's also conducting yourself. Conducting yourself when a man calls out your character, all right? Calls out your character because he or she may be gravitating towards you because they see the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai on you, all right? Whether they understand it or not, hey, you being in the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and believing upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, know it is the spirit that is bearing witness unto their spirit. All right? So how much more should we be circumspect? How much more should we have the spiritual eye? All right, to recognize when a brother or a sister is going through something, all right, and for you to abide in brotherly love, all right, and meekness and humbleness, all right, and in the spirit, hey, help them where you can, okay? Not to say that you just go gung-ho, all out for somebody when you meet them, because the scriptures does say try a friend, all right, to see if they, roughly paraphrasing, if that friend is friendly, all right, has that respect, deserves the blessing that you are bestowing upon them through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So you have to be circumspect. You always have to be watching. Okay? Let me continue on. And it reads, considering thyself, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Right. So think of what situation you may have been in, or what situation you might be in, that you would need that same care. All right? This is why we are to bear one another's burdens, that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai may have mercy and grace on us, not only for the mercy and grace that we ask him, but also for the works that we have done. All right? And doing it by abiding first and foremost in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay? Continuing on, verse 2, it reads, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach. And bearing one another's burdens, whether it's a brother who needs to talk, all right, talk about a brother in the faith that needs to talk about something, a situation he's going through, or a Jake who's waking up to the truth and the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and things that he may have went through, things that he may have seen, things she or herself have went through, things they may have seen. All right, you have to remember that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai took these sheep, all right, and he took their sins and he took their cares and their worries and placed them upon him. All right, in essence, we are to somewhat resemble that. All right, when a brother or a sister tells you certain thing, is one, not for you to go out to gossip and tell everybody, All right, that brother or sister told you in confidence through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, but also for you to pray for them, hey, to cast that burden on Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, yes, they have to do it themselves as well. All right, but you being in the faith, all right, of Yahweh Shem Shai and being a minister of Yahweh Shem Shai, you have a certain responsibility, a certain duty. All right, you definitely tell them to call on Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, but nevertheless, you still have a part in it. Okay, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get this. It's going to be here in the book of Matthew, chapter 22 and verse 37, and it reads, Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. All right? So this is what Yahweh Shai is saying, because it's in red. Okay? And let me read 36, Salakia. This is Matthew 22 and 36, and it reads, Master, which is the greatest commandments in the law? All right? And this was a Salakia. This was a question that was asked in the temple, all right, by a lawyer, all right? And it continues on, 37, it reads, Yahweh Shai said unto him, in 37, once again, said unto him, Thou shalt love Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. All right, so give everything unto Yahweh Shem Shai, okay? And giving everything unto Yahweh Shem Shai is the way that we are supposed to be. Said, continuing on, this is the first and great commandment. All right, so, hey, first and foremost, give it all to Yahweh Shem Shai. Love Yahweh Shem Shai with all thy might, all thy wisdom, all thy knowledge and understanding, because Yahweh Shem Shai provides it. All right, with thy very soul, the essence of you. All right, is supposed to be to love Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so that you can reciprocate that, hey, back unto the body. Okay, verse 2, and it reads, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right. So love Yahweh Shem Shai with everything that you got. And loving Yahweh Shem Shai is loving yourself. All right, because what did Yahweh Shem Shai say? Hey, in the book of Proverbs, all that hate me love death. All right, roughly paraphrasing scripture. All right, so to hate Yahweh Shem Shai, to hate his ways, hey, is to cling unto death. All right, so this is why Yahweh Shem Shai said, this is Yahweh Shai speaking once again in Matthew 22 and 39, and the second is likened unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Verse 40, and here's the point, on these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophecies. All right, so here it is, Yahweh Shem Shai is giving us the keys, giving us the key to understand what it is to have brotherly love and to bear one another's burdens. All right, hey, to be a disciple of Yahweh Shem Shai, to be a priest, a minister of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, Lord willing, we be chosen. Okay, it is these things and these ways that you will speak, and these words that you will meditate upon. All right, continuing in the way of Yahweh Shem Shai, that you may find yourself worthy. All right, find yourself worthy to be able to exalt another brother, another sister. All right, in the faith, with the testimony of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, because this testimony is not of ourselves. Okay, go here to the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's chapter 4 and verse 9, and it reads, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labors. All right, Yahweh Shem Shai said two are better than one, because they have a good reward for labors. All right, for the things that you do. Okay, so to bear one another's burdens, we have each other. All right, you have somebody to count on. All right, continuing on, Salakia, continuing on, verse 10, and it reads, for if For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But who is him that is alone when he falleth? Right. So you have to depend on somebody. First and foremost, we depend on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. That is the first rock. That is who we are to depend on. Call on the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. When somebody's waking up to this faith, waking up to the truth, waking up to the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, they have to first be taught. They have to be taught to depend on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. They have to be taught to call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That is where their strength and their might lies. It lies in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? We are only here to try to amplify that and to help that brother or sister in their walk. All right? Because we are working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. All right? But nevertheless, we have a job to do. And it is to call back Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's elect. Call back his people, his sons and his daughters. All right, the first fruits of the Spirit, the 144,000 elect men first and foremost. All right, continuing on. For he hath not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? All right, so understanding that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, may have you alone for a season, for a reason, but the path you are never truly alone on. All right, first and foremost, you have Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and then you have the brotherhood, all right, of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, or you have sisters around you, other sisters, and if you don't, pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai to provide you with a man. All right? Because Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is providing you with an angel until that man comes into your life. All right? So that your prayers are heard, that you are protected, through this hellish times that we are going into. Okay? Well, Lord willing, this was edifying, uplifting unto the body. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayis Shadabadah, the house of David. To the next time, Amaya Shatad saying Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abal Babal. Shalom.